Hello there, very good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini Channel I. I'm Sharon Musgreen.
Good evening, I'm Stefan Dialwis. Let's take a look at the main headlines for tonight.
The GCE Advanced Level Examination will commence on the 12th of October. The Year 5 Scholarship Examination will commence on the 11th of October. The President extends a target to officials to increase the price of pepper. The Prime Minister says those who have neglected archaeological places while in power are today trying to discredit the present government. Ranil Wickremesinghe says the country could be destroyed with the destruction of the UNP. A soldier dies due to negligence of a private bus driver. Earth slip warnings in 5 districts.
A look at stories in more detail. The Ministry of Education has decided to commence the GCE Advanced Level Examination of this year on the 12th of October. The Year 5 Scholarship Examination will be held on the 11th of October. This decision has been taken following discussions conducted by the educational authorities with health sectors. It has not been possible to conduct the Year 5 Scholarship Examination and the GCE Advanced Level Examination as scheduled due to granting of vacation to all schools in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, with the somewhat easing of the situation, a decision has been taken to commence the GCE Advanced Level Examination on the 7th of September and the Year 5 Scholarship Examination on the 13th of September. Yet a decision has been taken later on to further revise the dates following discussions with relevant divisions including the health sector. Accordingly, Secretary of the Minister of Education NHM Chitrananda said at a media briefing today that a final decision has been taken to conduct the GCE Advanced Level Examination from the 12th of October to the 6th of November. The Year 5 Scholarship Examination was rescheduled to be conducted on the 11th of October. Secretary to the Minister of Education NHM Chitrananda said that at a time when certain groups are requesting to postpone examinations, some other parties are requesting not to postpone such exams. He further said that the ministry headed by the minister has taken the relevant decision, taking into consideration all these requests. The secretary further said that the attention has been focused especially on minimizing the mental trauma of the students.
සම්පූර්ණ විශේෂ නිර්දේශ ආවරණය කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා වෙනත් කිසිදු ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයක් ගැනීමේ අවශ්‍යතාවයක් ඇති වෙන්නේ නැහැ. පරණ සුකුරුදු ආකාරයේ අපි විභාගය පැවැත්වීමට තමයි කටයුතු යොදා තිබෙන්නේ.
All schools currently under vacation are scheduled to reopen on the 27th of this month. Only students in grades 11, 12 and 13 are permitted to attend sessions. For students in all other grades, the schools will reopen on the 10th of next month. Measures have also been taken to grant the second term school vacation of students from 9th of October to the 16th of November. The Ministry of Education further says that a holiday will be granted for students of grades 11, 12 and 13 from the 4th to the 7th of next month. State Secretary of Education Ranjit Chandrasekhara said that the stern attention of the President, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education has been focused on the issue. He also said that a relief period has been provided for the students. The State Secretary has also expressed hope that this would enable the students to fulfill their exam obligations.
Still on local news, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa sets a targeted time period for relevant authorities to increase the fallen pepper price rate. Additional provisions from the forthcoming budget will be allocated in this regard. This new undertaking also consists of measures to explore new market opportunities for pepper. A discussion was held at the Presidential Secretariat today to review actions that need to be taken to find a long-term solution pertaining to the pepper price. Before 2015, price of a pepper per kilogram stood between 1,500 to 1,300 rupees. However, it had now come down to 450 to 500 rupees. The price of raw pepper per kilo is between 150 to 175 rupees. During recent visits by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to several districts, farmers requested him to safeguard the cultivators by taking measures to increase the pepper price. Sri Lanka is among the world's best pepper producers. The demand is high for Sri Lankan pepper in the world market. India purchases around 75% of Sri Lankan pepper exports, while there is a high demand for the product from America and the European countries as well. In recent years, low-quality pepper from Vietnam had been imported, mixed with locally grown pepper and re-exported to world market. In this context, the demand for pepper in countries including India has decreased drastically. The president stressed that following his assumption to office, the importation of pepper was halted completely. As a result of this step, yet again the environment has been created to export high-quality pepper, he added. The president said that the country should win the foreign market by appraising the buyer countries through all diplomatic missions. The attention was drawn to increase quota for pepper following consultations with India. The president pointed out that the key strategy should be to supply pepper as a value-added product to the world market. It was discussed in detail how to increase the demand for pepper worldwide by encouraging new exporters and development of post-harvest techniques. President instructed the institutes led by the Ministry of Agriculture to jointly plan necessary steps for drying, sterilization and setting up of processing centers at district level to add more value to pepper. It has also decided to allocate funds for equipment from the next budget. The president also advised the officials to take steps to encourage farmers towards pepper cultivation and to provide required knowledge to them. And the President Rajapaksa emphasized that the end result of all the decisions should be to ensure maximum price for pepper harvest. The President, giving advice to implement all the decisions immediately, said that the target of the next year should be to receive high prices for pepper productions. Secretary to the President, Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, and many other ministry secretaries were present at this discussion. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that those who have not spared any place of archaeological importance or a place where a treasure was deposited while they were in power are today trying to sling mud at the present government regarding archaeological monuments. He made these remarks addressing a public meeting in Monoragala and Badalkumara last evening.
පුරාවස්තුවක් ඉතුරු කරේ නැහැ. නිදානයක් ඉතුරු කරේ නැති අය ටික අද කෑ ගහන්න පටන් ගත්තා. මම වාර්තාවක් ඉල්ලලා දෙනවා. මේ පුරාවස්තු ආරක්ෂා කරන්න මීට ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපි තමයි
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says those who did not leave an archaeological item or a treasure are today clamoring to preserve the very such items. The Prime Minister has recalled that it was they at first took measures to safeguard the archaeological locations such as the Murdama Viharaya. He further said that in the recent past, when archaeological places were bulldozed to construct roads, nobody talked about such destructions. Sajid Premadasa was the Minister of Cultural Affairs when Vijitapura was bulldozed. The Prime Minister further said that they will take legal action against anybody who is engaged in archaeological destructions. He further said that the waiting receipt of reports on destruction of the archaeological properties. Two female students have made a special request through a letter forwarded to the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa when he was on his way to attend a meeting in Madagama Bibile. Prime Minister said that when he was arriving at the meeting, two girls ran towards him and handed over the letter. He further said that the letter has stated that today exams are being conducted online. Therefore, the students has made a request to have two computers. Prime Minister further said that when he informed the matter to Mr. Shashindra, he told that the students will be the computers.
අද මේ ගමේ මැදගමින් එනකොට පතරමග හිටපු ළමයි අද තාක්ෂණය ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙනවා කම්පියුටර් තාක්ෂණය තුලින් අද ලෝකයේ දිහා බලන
The handing over of the laptop computers to the two students has taken place this morning.
Leader of the United National Party Ranil Wickremesinghe says that if the UNP was destroyed, the entire country could be subjected to destruction. He was addressing a public meeting in Kurunegala. The meeting has been organised to establish the victory of the candidates of the UNP contesting the general election. Leader of the United National Party Ranil Wickremesinghe said that those who are trying to destroy the UNP are like those who are trying to destroy the country. The UNP leader further said that they have presented a new list for the election by looking into the future of the country. Anybody who has not engaged in wrongdoings could remain with them. The UNP leader has also recalled that they have built roads, schools and carried out programs such as Gamperaliya. He also said that those who are wishing to enhance home economy should vote for the UNP.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that the proposed Ratnapura town development plan will give a new facelift to the town. Under the project, a fully fledged bus stand is to be set up in the Ratnapura town. The president made these remarks participating in several public meetings in Ratnapura yesterday. The president attended several public meetings to consolidate the victory of the candidates of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna contesting the general election. The meeting near the Sivali Stadium in Ratnapura was organized by the former minister WDG Senaviratna and Rajapaksa Bandara. Candidate Premala Jayasekara has organized the public meeting in front of the Nivitigala bus stand. Residents who are residing in lands where the old railway track from Avisavela to Opanayaka were located have expressed their grievances of around 35,000 still not having valid deeds. The president has instructed the officials to inquire on measures to grant redress to the victims. A public rally was also held near the Aliyagoda Divisional Secretariat office as well. This meeting was organized by Minister Pavitra Vanyarachi and the former State Minister Vasudeva Nanakara. The president was accorded a warm reception on this occasion. He has looked into the problems of the people. Akila Ellavala and Gamini Velagoda have organized a public rally at the Balangoda Public Esplanade. Former Minister Janaka Vakkumura has presided over a public meeting in front of the Ayagama Week Fair in Kalavana. The president on this occasion has focused special attention on the problems faced by mining industrialists.
Policy statement of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya was unveiled today. Party leader Sajid Premadasa has presided over the event held in this connection. The statement was presented to Sajid Premadasa by General Secretary of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, Ranjit Madduma Bandara. Leader of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, Sajid Premadasa, said that the main duty of man is to make the man living. He further said that genuine prosperity is to be achieved through enhancement of economic growth on equal distribution of national economy among all ethnic groups in the country. Sajid Premadasa further said that priority will be given to private entrepreneurship. The humanistic capitalism will be mixed with social democracy to enable all to receive economic benefits. He added that development will be extended to the 9 provinces, 25 districts, 332 assistant government secretaries, and also to the 14,022 Grama Nildari divisions. The Samagi Jana Balawegaya leader further said that the rapid and balanced development will also be extended to the 51,000 villages, sub-villages and sub-towns.
The National People's Power says the people in the year 2015 had strongly rejected the government due to theft, selling off the national properties and dragging country to an unsecured position. MPP Leader Anurukumara Dissanayake said that the people in the future as well should focus attention in electing a government. He made these remarks addressing a public rally in Avisavela. He said that the regime that came into power in 2015 were engaged in robberies and also protected rogues for 5 years. They also sold national properties and placed the country into an unsecured and inefficient position. Bombs were blasted in Salava. Saran also exploded bombs. The MPP leader further said that the people thought that this government would never make things turn right. Therefore, he said that the people should now think on whom they are going to elect to power. Anurukumara Dissanayake further said that all must now get together and elect a government that could develop the country. He also said that this government should be accountable to the citizens, the society and the motherland.
Professor G.L. Pires said at a media briefing today that due to the fact of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna securing an excellent victory at the general election, the government would be compelled to perform the role of opposition as well. President of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Professor G.L. Pires, said that the anticipated role of the opposition could not be realised in the new parliament. This is mainly due to the absence of a strong opposition. President of the SLPP said that therefore they hope to strengthen the parliament through its own performance. According to the principles of representative democracy, the committees, public accounts, public enterprise, will be strengthened through receiving the opinions of other parties. He also said that a post-analysis is expected from the opposition in the implementation of policies.
ඒතර සාමාන්‍යයෙන් විරුද්ධ පක්ෂයෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වන කාර්යභාරය රජයටම සිදු කිරීමට ඒ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තුළ අවශ්‍යතාවයක් ඇති වෙයි කියලා අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
අපි දකිනවා සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහතා පහුගිය දවස්වල නම් ජනතාවට විහිළු සපයමින් හිටියා. මුලින්ම 50000ක් දුන්නා ඊළඟට 30000ක් දෙනවා කිව්වා.
Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramana, Attorney at Law Sagara Karyavasan.
මං හිතන්නේ ඊටාම භයානක ප්‍රකාශයක් සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස.
A soldier was killed in a motor accident on the flyover in Nugegoda around 5:30 a.m. today, where an army cab clashed with a private bus. A nearby CCTV camera has recorded scenes of the accident. 3 soldiers travelling in the cab were wounded in the incident and admitted to the Colombo Villa Hospital. Driver of the vehicle, a 35-year-old resident of Ambalangoda, was killed. The police says negligence of the private bus driver was the reason for the accident. The suspect was produced before the Gangoda Villa Magistrate Courts today on charges of murder. The suspect was hospitalized due to high blood pressure. He has been placed under detention till the 29th of this month. A person was killed by falling into the Duvili Alla waterfall in Nelua when he slipped while trying to take a selfie photograph at the edge of the waterfall. The victim was trying to take a photo along with his fiancée. Police says that the victim was resident of Veldawatha and also an employee at the Australian Embassy.
Meanwhile, the Department of Meteorology predicts further rain in many parts of the island tomorrow as well. However, somewhat decrease in rainfall in comparison to today is expected. Acting Director General of the Department of Meteorology, Malika Vimalasuriya. Heavy rain weather condition has prevailed in many parts of the country in Colombo district this morning. Thunder showers were experienced in many areas in the Galle district as well. Some other areas have also been experiencing heavy showers since this morning. Acting Director General of the Department of Meteorology, Malika Vimalasuriya.
අද උදෑසන වන විට සමහර ප්‍රදේශවලින් විශේෂයෙන්ම කෑගල්ල ප්‍රදේශයෙන් මිලිමීටර් 201 මූ වැසි වාර්තා වුණා. රත්නපුර ප්‍රදේශයෙන් මිලිමීටර් 101 මූ වැසි වාර්තා වුණා. ඒ වගේම ගාල්ල වගේ ප්‍රදේශවලින් මිලිමීටර් 151 මූ වැසි වාර්තා වුණා.
A 47-year-old person was killed by lightning today. The victim was a resident of Porutota in Kochikade. He has met with an accident while engaging in fishing. Our correspondent says that 2 persons in the vicinity have been hospitalized to treat the shock received at the occasion. Steps have been taken to temporarily close down the section between Pinnaduwa and Imaduwa on the Southern Expressway due to the fall of a massive earth mound. However, by now the road has been reopened for traffic. Meanwhile, warnings of earth slips were issued with regard to the Colombo Kaluthura Kegol, Ratnapura and Galle district with the onset of the inclement weather condition. The number of those who have fully cured from the COVID-19 disease has increased to 2,041. As a percentage, this is 74.92. 20 COVID-19 patients have been identified in Sri Lanka yesterday. 9 of them have arrived in the island from Saudi Arabia. 4 more patients have been identified from those who have had contacts with COVID-19 patients at the Kandakadu Rehabilitation Center of Drug Abusers. 3 persons who came from Qatar were also reported to have been afflicted with the coronavirus. Other patients identified yesterday included 2 persons who came from India and 2 persons who arrived from the United Arab Emirates. Total number of COVID-19 patients identified at Kandakadu Rehabilitation Center amounted to 561. 451 patients out of this number were detainees under rehabilitation. 68 more patients belong to the staff of the center. The remaining 42 patients were close associates of the patients of the Kandakadu Treatment Rehabilitation Center. Necessary samples for PCR tests were obtained today from close associates of 2 army officials residing in Homagama who had been identified as COVID-19 patients at the Kandakadu Rehabilitation Center. Our correspondent says necessary samples from 65 persons are being obtained by the office of the medical officer of the health in Homagama. 904 Navy personnel infected with the COVID-19 disease were reported to have fully cured and left the hospitals. As a percentage, this amounted to 99.77. Only 2 remaining Navy persons are continuously receiving treatment. The total number of COVID-19 patients still undergoing treatment is 678. 2,041 or 74.76% out of the total number of patients have been fully cured. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa was engaged in religious observances at Kirivehera in Kataragama this morning. The Prime Minister was extended blessings with the Pirit chanting when he arrived at the Kataragama sacred site. The Prime Minister has also called on the chief incumbent of the Kirivehera Rajamavihara and trustee Venerable Kobavaka Dhamma Dinna Thera and received blessings. He has also taken part in a puja at the Kataragama Mahadevalaya.
Government officials who were unable to mark their postal ballots of the general election have been accorded another opportunity to do so. The postal voting has taken place from last Monday to Friday. Postal voters are able to cast their votes by reporting before the certifying officials of their respective institutions. The Election Commissioner says marking of postal ballots in the Rajangane Divisional Secretariat Division will take place only after conclusion of quarantine activities. Postal voting candidates will be enlightened on the postal voting procedures. Distribution of official poll cards of the general election is presently being conducted throughout the island. The Election Commission says the 26th of this month is considered as a special day of the distribution of official poll cards. The distribution is scheduled to end on the 29th of this month. Voters who have not received their poll cards should contact the respective post offices to receive their official poll cards.
Carrying of cup for the cup planting ceremony of the Asala Perahera of Kandy has taken place. The traditional carrying of the cup from the Sri Dadimula Devalaya in Kandy has commenced today. The event has commenced at the auspicious time of 4:08 this morning. The cup was taken to Sri Dalata Maligava. The rituals were conducted by the Basnayaka Nilame of the Maha Vishnu Devalaya Kandy Mahindra Ratvatta. The cup was brought to the Vishnu Devalaya Kandy at the auspicious time of 3:45 this afternoon. Thereafter it was distributed among the 4 Mahadevalayas. The planting of cup from the Dalada pageant will take place at 2:26 a.m. tomorrow. The first Kumbal Perahera of the Kandy Asala pageant will parade the streets on the 25th of this month. The first Randoli Perahera will commence on the 30th of this month. The Maha Perahera will be conducted on the Nikini full moon Poe-day on the 3rd of next month. The Kandy Asala pageant will come to an end with the water cutting ceremony at dawn on the following day and the daytime Asala Perahera in Kandy.
That's it for the news this evening. Have a good night.